What's up, guys? This is Murdoc. Got another review. Today we are going to look at the Eton Solarlink FR600, branded with the American Red Cross. This is a emergency preparedness radio. Is what I would call it. Like most of the other stuff that I buy, I do a lot of research before. I really like this radio. Let's see. Let me get. Here's the package. Just clear package. Pretty thick manual. It's in multiple languages, but it really. I've went through this manual. It actually tells you everything you need to know, except for one thing. I'll get there in just a second and tell you what that thing is. Actually, I'm going to keep the box on this. It gives a lot of information about it, especially the manual. I actually went ahead and printed out my NOAA weather radio SAME numbers for the counties, and also got printed out some shortwave radio station information to keep just to keep with it, keep it around in case I need to reference something, or maybe want to try and find a different channel. Actually, it's the FR600 RDS model. I'm not sure if that makes any difference. I know that Eton has a bunch of different radios, especially branded with the American Red Cross. They've got some that are more horizontal than vertical. I actually like this one because this model had the solar charger in it, and you also have your generator. But the solar model was nice because if you take it to a campsite, or you need to take it somewhere, you can actually put it in direct sunlight only, not not in the windshield of a car, not in the shade. It has to be in direct sunlight for it to charge. It says specifically in the manual, and I have tested it, and it is the case. So, first impressions on this radio. I really love it's not powder coat. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of paint that is it's a grippy, almost like a Hogue gun grip feel. Not as sticky as a Hogue gun grip, but it's got that smoothness to it. I love the color red, and I like the feel of their finish. It's got a flashlight. You got your antenna here. You would extend it all the way up. FM AM radio. It's an emergency weather radio, shortwave radio, and just like a standard. You have an emergency weather radio, then you can also just monitor the actual weather stations. I think this one's on. Time might help. Yeah, I'll say that. I do, and we'll get to some of the points about this in just a second about that. The weather channels, there's like 7 of them. You have to find the correct one depending on where you are in your house, whether you've got a nice view of the outside sky. I mean, as per a weather radio, it works fine if you're outside, definitely. If you're inside a house, you may have to kind of be close to a window. It actually says in the manual that you get the best reception if you hold it. But for me, it sits on top of a dresser, and it stays on the weather alert setting, which you can see it just lit up right there. And what that does is pretty much that if a weather alert comes through on your counties that you have set in, it will actually alert you, and you have the option of doing it through voice or through Siren. And it actually tells you that here under the alert. I've kind of just jumped right into the review, but that's okay. All in all, I think it works great as a weather radio. I did some reviewing before I bought this, and people were saying, oh, it gives the wrong counties, or I get all these crazy weather alerts when I shouldn't, and blah 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 blah. I mean, I really don't mean to be mean, but to be honestly, if you go in and set this thing up right the way it's supposed to be, it works perfectly fine. We've had a hurricane come through, and we've had some severe thunderstorms and flash floods, and they've all come through flawlessly. I have not had a problem with it. I really think that the people that wrote those reviews on Amazon, which is where I got this, I think that they just did not program it right, because from the factory it comes set not on specific counties or a single county, but all counties or parishes, you know, if you're in Louisiana or Mississippi or whatever. I think they just left it on all, and they were getting all these crazy alerts from everything that it could pick up. That's the only thing that made sense to me. But, you know, let's go through some of the features on the radio. Oh, I did want to say this on first impressions. I love the quality of the radio. I think everything's great. There's a couple things that bothered me. The little dust covers back here that you've got your charging inputs, your auxiliary audio in or your headphone out, your USB charger for a cell phone, and then this I did not know until I got the radio here, that you could charge this thing just by plugging up to a USB port in your computer or USB powered hub, whatever. I didn't even know that was there until I got it. It did not state anything in the manual about it. Maybe it did. I don't think it did. I may have overlooked it, but I did not even know that was there, which is a big relief. But these little flaps, they don't like to stay. You can push them in there, you can carry it around, bang it around, they come out. They'll open back up, and they'll be flopping there. So maybe duct tape, electrical tape, whatever you want to do. Second thing, these knobs, they're all plastic. All of them. From what I know, I think Eton is a sister company of Grundig, which is known for very nice radios, but apparently they're nowhere to be found on this radio. So either way, plastic knobs. They're, you know, you've got your readings here. Let me turn the volume down. This is going to get annoying. As you turn it to each thing, it goes to different things, but you've got alert, weather band, off, AM, FM, shortwave. If you notice the knobs, they're not exactly accurate to where I'm turning it. Let me see if I can get a better shot. There. Alright, so you can kind of see it, but as you turn it, they don't necessarily point to where they're supposed to go. But it's okay. It works. You know, you get the idea looking at it. I wish that these were metal, and I wish that they were tighter. They didn't have play in them. But it is what it is. So, alright, what else? That's your function selector. This is your battery source selector. You can run off of AA batteries. Or you can run off of the rechargeable nickel metal hydride rechargeable batteries. Now this is not NiCad or nickel cadmium. This is nickel metal hydride, therefore it does not have a memory. This is the new up-to-date stuff. I've actually been researching about getting replacement batteries for this. I think it's a 3.6 volt, I know, but it's a 600 milliamp battery, and it's a typical portable phone style battery. I actually have been researching from the name of the website is allbattery.com, and they sell a lot of what's called their name brand is Tenergy batteries. They actually have a 2500 milliamp battery that you could stick right on there. It does not come with leads, but you can get a lead online to fit that. You can also get them off eBay, but I was thinking about a bigger battery to maybe have charged up just to keep for emergency situations where I can just plug it right up and still run the radio for a long time. I think it says that with your generators right here, going back to your batteries, you've got the off position when you turn it off. it actually becomes a phone charger. It states battery low, but it's actually signaled the batteries to run off the phone charger, the USB port here, so it's putting all its power there. Dynamo is your Dynamo generator here. It's actually Dynamo name branded generator. They say to turn it, I think it's twice every second, I believe. I may have to check the manual. I'll check the manual first, but I think it's twice every second. But you turn it, and as you turn it, you can see there's a green LED above the dynamo right here. As you turn it, it's green, showing that it's charging. And it says that when you're charging, that when you stop, to wait 5 seconds before you start charging again. It says also in the manual that if you charge it like that for 5 or 10 minutes, you get about 5 minutes of radio runtime on low volume. You do have a battery status indicator, and it does work with what you have it switched to. If you put it on the next one, solar, if you put it on solar, it uses this to charge the battery and also run the radio. If you put it all the way on battery, you're running off the AA batteries in the compartment. I love the options of the power, input and output that this radio has. Was one of the reasons I got it. Let's see what else. You got your time, your date. It has menu systems you can go into. You'll notice that the LCD lights up. You can go into the menu. You can change all kinds of different stuff. You can change it to where your alert mode is either voice or siren. Let's go through some of the other modes real quick. What weather channel you're on, your county codes, whether you want to run multiple. I think it's like up to 23 counties. You can run single county, like you just want one county, or you can run all, which means everything that it receives within range of it, it will spit out. Let's see, defeat siren. I can't remember exactly what that's for. I have to look in the manual. Let's see. Set up your date. Set up your time. Set up your alarm like it's an alarm clock. You got your clock down here, and then back to alert mode. Inside of the weather, that's okay. Now I remember the defeat siren. You go into this, like you've got your select button here, your horizontal and your vertical up and down. You can actually go through and tell this radio which warnings you want to receive and which ones you do not, and how you want to receive them. I thought that was an awesome feature because you have like weekly broadcast, monthly broadcast. They actually come disabled by default, but to make sure that your radio is working, I at least do a weekly test to make sure that it comes through. Let's see, up top you've got alarm on and off, snooze button, and alert on and off. Now when you get an alert, you hear the siren, the voice comes on, you got to hit that to turn it off. I think it auto shuts off after the alert has repeated itself twice. Let's see what else we got. Down here on the bottom, you've got your flashlight. I hope I didn't blind you. Okay. Yeah, you got a flashlight. It's 4 little LEDs in the side. You have a single red blinking SOS light. I don't necessarily know what good that's going to do. I guess you could set it on top of a car, shoot it down a road or something, and somebody could see it coming up. Kind of a stupid feature, but whatever. To each his own. And then you have the final feature on this knob right here. A very, very annoying siren, which if you needed a siren, I guess if you drove off the cliff and you just needed to make noise constantly, that would be a great thing to do. And then you have your volume control knob over here. So overall functionality, the weather radio works perfectly fine for me as long as you find a good spot in your house for it to work. The FM AM works like your typical FM AM radios. You can pretty much pick up anything locally, definitely inside of your house, almost with the antenna all the way down. The shortwave, if you get into shortwave, go online and do some research. They broadcast on between certain frequencies at certain times of the day. It actually tells you in the manual to go online, and they give you some cool websites to go look at. The shortwave during the day, they're on, I think, higher, like above 12.0, and like during the night they're lower on like the 6.0s and 5.0 frequencies of shortwave. But the shortwave works on this radio. Let me tell you, I was listening to stuff from Cuba the other day, Rio de Janeiro. What else did I get? There's a lot of Christian radio stations out there, by the way. And just going, it's got auto scan features on the shortwave and the AM FM. You cannot just punch in what number you want. You actually have to go through the whole list of auto scanning to get to where you want. Little annoying feature, but you know, for the price point, I think I paid $80 for this. No charger, by the way. I'll get to that in a second. For $80, I mean, you can't beat it. The fact that you could put this in the sunlight, you can charge a cell phone off of it, is awesome. You can even hook the cell phone up to it, put it on Dynamo, turn the generator, or even turn it on battery charger, and it will charge the cell phone. It works. It works as advertised. I love it. You've got all these little lights up here. I don't know if you can see it. It says alert, statement, emergency, watch, and warning. Let's see if you can see it there. There you go. So, and that is the correct time. It's very late. When you turn it to alert mode, you've got alert. Statement means that you're getting like a weather statement coming across, and it'll actually show the statement. Emergency and watch. Emergency means you're in it's a like an emergency situation, like the military's broadcasting on the weather channels, and it's going to light up here. Watch means like tornado watch, flood watch, and then tornado warning, flood warning. It lights up depending on which one of the alerts it receives, and they all work. So overall, impressed with the radio. I'm trying not to take too long in this review. I may have already gone over what I kind of wanted to allot for it, but the radio is good. I like it. I wish that I had known when I ordered it that it had this. Let me go ahead and get the cable out so I can show you. I wish I had known that it would take a standard USB cord to, I believe they call this, crap, I think it's Type B USB. I can't remember the name. It's the one that's rectangular with the two crimps on the side of it. I'm trying to get a better view for you, but anywho, it plugs in right there. You can plug it right up to a computer. Red charge light comes on, lets you know it's being charged. It'll charge as long as it's in the dynamo position. It'll charge up that battery. That battery will run on standby, like monitoring weather alerts on the radio itself. I think it ran for about a week, which is I'm very happy with that runtime. But like I said, I wish I'd known that from the beginning, that it had that. Otherwise, I would not have bought this AC to DC adapter. You can buy one from them, from Eton. I think they wanted like 10 or 13 bucks for it. I hate to be a stickler, but I went on eBay and got this Dynex from Best Buy, I believe, for 99 cents. I mean, honestly, you can't beat a universal charger for 99 cents with all the tips. I mean, it comes with multiple tips. Now, this is a 3.6 volt battery. The charger they're trying to sell you for 10 bucks is a 6 volt charger, 700 milliamp, I believe. This is a 500 milliamp, and it's multiple voltages: 12, 9, 7.5, 6, 4.5, and 3 volts. Which you set it to 6, and you would get the proper tip, which is the yellow tip on this model, and you would plug it right into your DC in on the back. Red light would come on. You're going to charge the battery. Yeah, Would never have even paid. I paid $5 altogether for this because it was like $4 to ship it. Would never have even bought that if I had known that I could charge it with USB. So that's why we do these reviews once again, so you see these things and I can tell you. But overall, I love the radio. It functions, it works, it does what I wanted it to. You can pay $30 for a weather radio alone from Midland. Oh, and I do want to give a shout out to I think it's No Buzz Killin', who turned me on to these Eton radios. He did a review of one of the horizontal models, and I went looking for that model. It did not have the solar charger, I believe, and I wanted one with the solar charger, and this is the one I went with. So shout out, and appreciate the time, guys. I hope this helps. If you're interested in an all-around emergency weather radio, this is it. I'm telling you, the Eton Solarlink FR600. Great radio. It works. You know, like I said, a couple features here and there, but you make the call. Thanks for your time. See y'all.